I was raised a Catholic. I was a little disappointed in my church. Then about middle school, 2 of my 3 children were asked by neighbors to join their church. And about that time, I was stumbling and looking for something. And I had gone to a counselor and we were working on different things. And the last day of my session, she turned to me and said, maybe you're just looking for something to believe in. And it just set me back.
I met a waitress at a restaurant. She was a Christian and she said she experienced God in her life. And that was something that I hadn't experienced. And so she gave me some Bible verses to read. I remember reading the section where it said that Jesus' death on the cross was an atoning sacrifice for my sins. And as soon as I read that, I said, something's wrong with the things I had been reading. And shortly after, I had an accident at work and ended up in the hospital. And evidently the nurse that worked in there was a Christian. Next thing I know, a pastor from the church that she went to came up and visited me and talked with me and prayed with me, and I confessed my sin that I was not following Jesus.
Well, my husband and I knew when we walked into New Life, this was going to be our home.
The preaching, the gospel, the support, the love is amazing.
We love New Life and we appreciate you guys so much for everything that you've helped us through. We couldn't have done it without the support and the family, the extended family that we feel we have. We're just so grateful that you guys are so from the Word of God.
We're all in this together. We're all it's not like a hierarchy. Here, you guys are always available. You're mingling with everybody, and I really like that.
We moved here about 1.5 years ago, but we've actually been going to New Life a lot longer than that. We would come visit, the kids were small, and so they attended VBS. And ever since then, I started volunteering. And then once we moved here, it was just a natural kind of welcoming. So for next steps, I really enjoyed the SHAPE ministry. The SHAPE ministry profile pinpoints the areas in your life that you have an inclination towards. This really helps you pinpoint, oh yes, you're good at this, this, and this. Here's the ways in which you can serve.
Just to be able to go on the next step, and then now you're already part of a community. There was 12 families when we did it. And it's an instant way to get to know someone and put faces with people.
It was the most overview, all details handled in 3 classes that answered my questions. That made me very comfortable and excited about joining here.
I've been going through a leadership development group here at the church, and it has opened my eyes and my heart to sharing more about my life. We went on a camping trip together. All of us guys, we went to the wilderness and just hung out for 2 days and just felt God's presence come in. The morning we all shared our testimonies and really got down to earth with each and every one of us.
And there'll be brothers forever. So just that, I think God's opened my eyes and said, I am here.
I was very self-reliant, but as I grew closer, my independence started to change. And that made such a difference. I mean, looking back, it's too bad I didn't do this 60 years ago.
And I hadn't made him Lord of my life. I wanted him in my life, and he made me a better person. Still, I needed to know him as Lord. I knew that it was in surrendering that I had given my life to him.
We've always had God as the foundation, and then, through life, you think that you're doing the right thing and kind of doing what you think is right in your own eyes, and then not until some of the hardest things that we've been through, God's really said, you need to stop and you need to deny yourself and just completely give full trust in him.
As Shauna had mentioned, the last 8 months of our lives were kind of flip-flopped. It's helped me to become who I currently am. Even though I've known God for over 30 years of my life, I didn't know him like I know him now. Seeing myself in the mirror, I'd say, wake up, because he is real.